Isaiah 60:22. A little one shall become a thousand, and a small nation a strong nation. That's the key word there, strong. So then if you go to, so that means it's going to be polygamy in the future to make a strong nation. And then you have Psalm 61:3. For thou hast been a shelter for me, a strong tower. That's a rock of Cashel. Then you have Ezekiel 3:8. I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong. An adamant harder than flint have I made for the forehead. And then you have Alexander the Great, who came from Cashel. What the first one is about 61. And when he was asked on his alleged deathbed, he was pretending to die. He says, who do you leave your kingdom to? He said, the strongest. So strong is the key word there. Or strong one is Oni. A little Oni shall become a thousand, and a strong Oni, or a strong one, whichever one you want to go by. But basically this is close, because obviously there's two factions at work here. There's the tares, who create empires and heathen idolatry and have spent thousands of years corrupting the truth, so you believe a fable. What Napoleon Bonaparte says, what is history but the fable agreed upon? He took his part in it as well, because when he went down to Egypt, there was a white race running Egypt. The Mughals were white, they were Europeans. And they were there since the time of the burning of the library in Alexandria. The Alexandria library was burnt just after the Catarim. Catarim is the O'Neill, Catarim is King David, Catarim is the first Callahan, the first Ethelstan, or Attila the Hun, Attila the Khan, or Ethelstander, Alexander, Ethelstander, the Hun, or Callahan, the just Callahan, the Hun. He had many names because he existed for thousands of years, and this is the big cover-up, that history is a fable agreed upon. So over the past 1,000 years, the Catholic Church and other organisations affiliated to it have done their best to conceal the fact that on this earth, in the past, there was an angel running around. He didn't look like humans do today. He was fully developed. He was red, he was ruddy and strong. The description given of him in the Bible, in the book of Psalms, is he has feet like a hind, so he has deer's feet, hoofs. He has horns, that's Psalms 132. He lives for many generations, that's Psalm 61. The Lord will prolong the years and the life of the king as many generations. And there's loads of other stuff. Adam means red, ruddy and strong. So basically and the fire will pass over him and he will not get burnt. So basically you're looking at a description of what the church has called the devil. So King David used to have singing and dancing at the Rock of Cashel all the time. It's called Callahan's Ball. It's hidden. It's a hidden book, but there was in the past easily available access to the story of King Callahan's Ball, and proper etiquette where King Callahan would have a ball, and there was a certain etiquette for people to behave in a proper manner, and that all came from the Rock of Cashel, which is Psalm 61. So basically what you have is an angel running around. The Lord says, I will give you an angel. He will go before you and lead you to the land that I have prepared for you. The land that the Lord had prepared for him is the land of milk and honey, the oils of Elijah. Be sure to do all that he says. I will forgive you, he will not. And the Lord says, my name is in him. So these oils were called the oils of Elijah. So Jah or Yah is the name of the Lord. So these are the oils of Elijah, the kingdom of Elijah. Then you have a chariots of fire. And you had 50 sons of the prophets. So a prophet that has 50 sons. It's nothing to do with the Catholic Church today. The Catholic Church have no stake in real Christianity. They've just created a fable to keep us from breeding, so the heathen tribes on the earth can take us all over. But that's all soon to end, because in the biblical text it says in the future, a small nation will become a strong one, and a little one will become a thousand. So a little one could be the number one, or it could be the little Oni. Ben-Oni, the tribe of Ben-Oni, because little Benjamin will lead. Benjamin is called little Benjamin in the Bible. So basically the Lord is specifically speaking about my race, my people. We're oppressed now, and they took away our ancestral rights, the Catholic Church. So it says, a little Oni shall become 1,000, and a small nation, small is little Benjamin, will become a strong one, or a strong Oni, whichever way you want to decipher the word. But son of my sorrow, Ben-Oni, that's where the title the Oni, the king of the Gaels, comes from. Catherine was the first king. There's a book called Catherine, the first Callahan, king of the Cathars. So he's king of the McCarthys, yeah, the Cathars. And the Albigean crusade was waged against, well, the first crusade was waged against the High King Hill. And then it ended up down in the south of France, where eventually they destroyed the last Catherine stronghold, was Mount Séjour, Rennes-le-Château and all of that, around that area in the south of France, in the Landoin region. So basically you had an emperor. So you can add another thing in here. You see Genghis Khan, Benjamin, Temujin, who came from the north, of Mongolia into the Scythia, which was linked to Scotland, which is linked to Ireland. By the way, the last High King in Ireland was a Scotsman. That's how closely they were linked together. He was the brother of William Wallace. Oh, not William Wallace, what's his name? Robert the Bruce. He was the brother of Robert the Bruce. He didn't last long. They took him out of the game, but he was still the High King. So basically, Scythia is linked to Scotia, that's what it's linked to, and it's linked to Mongolia. So Genghis Khan says, appear weak when you are strong. They never found Genghis Khan's grave. So you can't appear much weaker than pretending to be dead, can you? So basically what you have is you have an emperor or a king or an angel that was sent by the Lord to prepare the way up to the land of milk and honey, who lived out of the land of milk and honey in the rock of Cashel. And remember, Ireland was forested with thick oaks, and the Romans never made it onto this island. So this is the story. This individual who lived for thousands of years, in the Bible it tells the story that he was hiding out at the rock of Cashel, the rock on the high tower at the ends of the earth. And he was many generations old, thousands of years, and he used to launch campaigns against the idolatry of the Roman Empire and other heathen empires. The Persian Empire he destroyed. His body was never found at Alexandria. He got on the boat and he went back, and then he launched another attack, and he's mentioned as the king of the Saxons in Britain, the Huns. The Saxons are the Huns. He's Attila the Khan, or Ethelstan, Khan, Callahan, Ethelstander, Alexander. And he's mentioned all over these islands, but because they've been lying to us and he's sticking out a date, and here he's supposed to die at this day, he's supposed to die at that day. If you can get your mind out of mind control and realise that human race was designed to live for thousands of years, the first humans were thousands of years old, and only as so-called civilization, empires and heathen idolatry and pagan gods proliferated, man's life force started to shrink. So when he was first alive, he was living for thousands of years, and then they built cities, and wherever them cities put a curse on you, so you shrivel up and you die as a baby at 100 years. That's a curse that was brought upon you by witches known as Catholic priests. They are a witches' covenant. The first bishop that came here was stoned to death for being a witch. I'm not making this up, he was stoned to death, the Catholic bishop. He said, you're a witch, and stoned him to death. And then they forced people to convert to Catholicism and build Catholic churches, and then everyone started to die. That's the way it went. The first death they were worn out.